Welcome to the Final Buzzer podcast. This episode we'll be talking about last week's recap, this week's predictions, and so much more. Alright, so a recap from last week. We'll talk about the Thursday night game first. The Rams and the Vikings. That was probably one of the best displays of football I've ever seen. This week was full of great football action. The Rams and the Vikings, they had a pretty close game. Like, Kirk Cousins almost brought that comeback with them.
Absolutely. That's what everyone was so easy to just write off the Vikings in their mind. But like I said, I believe the Vikings, they are just going to be on an upward slope from here on out. Right now they are on a rough start, like 1-2-1, I believe. Or whatever it may be. They're on a losing record, but they're absolutely going to be on an uphill swing here. They have a great offensive weapons. Defense can work well as long as they're not playing the Rams, I guess. It wasn't much defense there, but I think they can do great things.
Yeah, honestly, this is the only team, like, the Vikings are the only team that I could see beating the Rams in the playoffs. Them or the Bears. Either one of those two teams are the Rams' biggest threat when it comes to playoff contention, or not playoff contention, but Super Bowl eligibility.
Do you think that the Bears are a consistent threat, or do you think if they play the Rams, they could just have
I just think it'll be
because they're like a streaky team, and we saw this week. They just went off.
You're telling me. You're telling me.
So do you think it's one of those chances, or do you just think the Bears as a whole are competition anyways?
No, I think if they play like they did this week, then they definitely put up a threat against the Rams. They put up a threat against anybody if they play like they do.
Oh, for sure.
But are you completely just ignoring the Green Bay Packers and everything?
I don't know. I just don't think that the Packers pose a threat in the NFC anymore. They may be a wild card team, but I don't think that I see them as the Super Bowl threats that I saw them as a couple years ago.
That's definitely bold. I definitely still feel like Green Bay's a better overall team than Chicago.
Really?
Absolutely. I think Khalil Mack is a great addition to that Chicago defense. But besides Mr. Trubisky in this one game against a very shoddy secondary that the Bucs have, I don't think they can beat Green Bay.
I just think all Mr. Trubisky needs is to be more consistent. Once he finds that consistency, he's going to be a lethal threat, and it's going to be a very lethal team.
We'll definitely have to see how clutch he is.
We're getting into a new era of football now. And it's honestly kind of exciting.
You see all the stats now. I think we're on pace. Well, we're always on pace for something crazy right now. But we've had Ryan Fitzpatrick threw for 400 plus yards in 3 consecutive games. Never been done before. You're having more throwing touchdowns than ever before, and things like that. So, like you said, it's obviously adjusting and switching, and I guess maybe those new quarterbacks will adjust to that.
Yeah, and bleeding into one of our another review, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That game was close. Patrick Mahomes is a pure playmaker. He showed that he can. He's the definition of clutch. He can make the plays when they need to be, when they need to happen. I think that the Chiefs, although in the past they have went 6-0 and went to the wild card and still lost.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like this is a different era. He's not Alex Smith. He's not that. They're not that Chiefs team anymore.
The Chiefs still have the second worst defense in the league right now.
The only thing that concerns me about that Chiefs team is the defense. Once they can get that defense together, they're going to be a threat in the AFC. But as of right now, the Jaguars are still my top team in the AFC.
We were talking last week on if Patrick Mahomes was ever going to slow down, if Patrick Mahomes was ever going to stop being as electrifying. It showed in Sunday that he isn't as electrifying as he was even the week before. Yes, he had a very good game. He was very clutch. He had some good throws and everything. But that wasn't until the third or fourth quarter. He had one passing touchdown and he ran one in. very much not like the 4 or 5 touchdown games that we're used to.
You can't be Michael Jordan every game, Austin.
But that's what you need, though. You need consistency. Just like Mr. Trubisky can come out and score 48 points against the Bucks, he's got to be able to do that consistently, or at least put up a good shot every time. And that's a big reason I think why the Bucks are benching Ryan Fitzpatrick instead of and going to start Jameis Winston in Week 5.
How do you feel about that?
Or actually, it's Week 6 because we have a bye. I think it's, as a organization, Jameis is the future. We've said this several times. But if you looked at that schedule, every Bucs fan in the world was realistically predicting 1-3 or 0-4 starting out the season. That's rough. Ryan Fitzpatrick brought us out to 0-2. Or, I'm sorry, 2-2. And even then, Jameis took over in Week 4. There during the second half and everything like that. So, I think it's definitely, we have a bye week this week, which is the best thing to come out of that game against the Bears. We can't lose next week, which is great. I mean, we have some time to get everything worked out. Still have a bunch of pieces to put together and everything. Still just hoping for not the bottom of the division. I would love to be second in the division, but that's high hopes.
Back to that Kansas City game. You said that he wasn't consistent. 28 for 45. I mean, it's shoddy from.
But his first half was like
shoddy from what?
14 for 30.
It doesn't really matter.
It's how you finish the game.
I guess
it's how you finish the game.
Tony Romo.
We don't
taught
play
us
2 quarters.
Yeah, Tony Romo taught us this multiple times. Is you don't need to be good in the first and second quarter. You just need to be decent. Keep it within 10 points, and then third and fourth quarter, that's your time to shine. You can come back and win.
It was a very good game against a very decent, I would say better tier defenses, but a very, very mediocre offense that the Denver Broncos have. Yeah. The quarterback they got to figure something out, man.
Really?
He is under, Brock Osweiler is doing better.
Than Case Keenum?
Yes.
No.
Look at the stats.
No.
Look at the stats. No. His QBR and pass rating are both lower than Brock Osweiler and who's the other quarterback that the Broncos had a couple years ago?
Trevor Siemian?
Trevor Siemian, yeah, hey man, he's definitely scoring lower than Trevor Siemian and Brock Osweiler. I don't see him being as QB of the future. He had a chance to show his clutch gene like he did in Minneapolis last year, but it's just not showing.
Hold on,
right now.
Are you talking about the pass that Demaryius Thomas?
No, every pass consistently all night. He just wasn't able to connect and wasn't a real leader.
Because that pass to Demaryius Thomas was completely his fault.
Way up and to the right.
No. It wasn't Case Keenum's fault. It was Demaryius Thomas's fault.
The ball's out of bounds, bud.
What do you mean? I know, Austin. He broke off the receiver, stopped and looked back. There's been multiple reports saying that there's like chemistry issues between those two.
Obviously there is, because that's a touchdown.
And he slows down. If he would have kept running, trusted his teammate, that's an easy catch Demaryius Thomas has made at least 50 times.
I don't see it because it was high, out of bounds, and he was already on the sideline. He couldn't have gotten any closer to the sideline. I mean, maybe I guess you could say he could have ran a little bit faster, but I just don't see it.
All right. Next game of last week, the Bengals and the Falcons. This is a really fun game to watch.
Who they? Who they ain't gonna beat them Bengals?
I talked about it last week. It was absolutely, like I said, it was an offensive shootout. Defense was like throwing darts through paper. I mean, it just really wasn't much of a competition. At half, it was 24-24, tied up. Bengals just came out and played. They've become really quite the clutch team. All 4 of their games that they've played have all come down to very, very close endings, which has been great to watch.
I mean, I'm confused about the identity of our team. Being that coming into the season, everybody knew like our defensive front was nice. We were going to be like a defensive heavy team because, I mean, not to say that we haven't been good offensively in the past, but the defense is definitely the thing we lean on. And what we've seen the past 2 weeks is our defense has really slacked. Like, I think we allowed 300 and something, the week before this one, and I think this week was 400 something. So, like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen, like, I think maybe 2 sacks combined for the last 2 games. Cam Newton's obviously a mobile quarterback, and that makes it hard. But then Matt Ryan, I mean, I don't know what the defense is doing. Thank God Andy Dalton is choosing to have the best start of his career.
Of his life.
And, I mean, A.J. Green's doing great as well. Coming in clutch and catching that ball. I mean, I don't really know what to say about the defensive end. Something's got to change. But offensively, I really like what I'm seeing. Without Joe Mixon, we've now gone 1-1. which is basically all we could ask for.
So, do you think Joe Mixon returns next week? Or because
I don't know
question.
because there was potential that he would return last week.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a yes, but I'm not gonna 100% say so. I do know we get Vontaze Burfict back this game.
Yeah.
I love Burfict when he's not being a punk.
Vontaze.
Yeah, I mean because I think he could be a top 5, maybe top 10 linebacker when he's not costing us penalty yards.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Dallas Cowboys get back David Irving this week.
And so all the people who've been suspended, even Julian Edelman's coming back from his steroid addiction and everything that he's got going on in New England. So everybody's getting a little bit of depth back.
Yeah. I mean, especially with David Irving, he's not. He's one of our top. We're gonna look if we're already one of the most aggressive defensive fronts in the league with David Irving at defensive guard or defense tackle, whatever he's at. We're going to be a threat, our defensive front is, especially with Taco Charlton coming off the end.
See, I don't want to say this because I don't want to jinx myself, but I think getting Burfict back is going to push our defense because he commands a lot from his other players. I think that pushes our defense back up, and if the offense holds up, I could see some great things happening this year.
I see him kind of as like a Lawrence Taylor guy. He's a very physical guy. Loves to get in there and get dirty, but he demands a lot from his teammates, and that's a great leader mentality that you need. That's going to really shape that locker room up. That'll be great for those young guys.
The thing is, Lawrence Taylor wouldn't make it in today's NFL. Definitely not. All right, we're gonna go into next week's predictions. All right, so this week for the Thursday night game, it's kind of an easy one. New England and the Colts. I definitely have New England on this.
Whoops, I mean.
No, I mean, I just don't think that Andrew Luck and them have it. They lost to the Texans last week with, in
overtime.
In overtime, yeah. I don't know. I just think that this New England team is back on track and, they're going to be hard to beat for the rest of the year.
I think they're pissed.
Yeah.
They're ready to win.
All things are at rest now in the AFC. They're back on top. But honestly, I said earlier to the guys, I don't think the Colts could beat the Dolphins at this point. Now, T.Y. went out with an injury. We're not really sure if he's playing or not. They played a full 70 minutes of football, and the Patriots were able to sit guys late in the fourth. So that plays a big part. Wednesday, they're all doing a travel day to get there in Foxborough on Thursday. It's just not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a pretty Thursday night.
No.
We should make plans because it's not going to be a nice game. It's not going to look pretty.
All right. Next game, the battle in Texas, Dallas and Houston. I don't know. I think it depends on how Deshaun Watson comes out to play. If he has a game like he did against the Colts, we might struggle a little bit. But I don't know if Zeke has another one of his games like he did last week with the 240 rush yards.
It brought him to the
for sure.
rushing leader.
Any time that Zeke has that type of game, we win the game.
I'm not saying that he's going to put the same numbers because I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
But I do think that momentum from that game is going to carry over, and I think y'all are going to win this game.
Yeah, me too.
I got Cowboys.
Yeah, I got Cowboys as well.
Yeehaw! I definitely have Cowboys. The Texans are unable to beat the Giants, which you guys, I'm not going to say beat easily, but definitely go with Dallas for that point. I think it's going to be a hot seat kind of game there for Dak Prescott and that front office there, too, to see play calling improves any better than it's been on so far this year.
Next game we can go to is the battle of the top AFC teams, Jacksonville Jaguars and Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes went up against a pretty good defense this week. This week he's going to go up against the top defense in the AFC.
I am so conflicted about this game right now.
This is going to be.
I have a bold prediction.
Bold prediction. Tie.
It's a tie.
See, I have the Jaguars defense as my fantasy team, and they've been killing it, giving me all kinds of points. After seeing Patrick Mahomes throw the ball with his left hand, I'm just left wondering if can he be stopped? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I said earlier, if
he's a playmaker, that dude, he's got his instincts are off the charts.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that, especially during the Broncos game, they kind of exposed their defense. And Blake Bortles has showed that he doesn't need a running back to win games, especially against the Patriots. I think that Jacksonville walks away with this win. It'll be a close game. I would say probably less, field goal or less. I don't know. I just have Jacksonville in this game.
Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Because
The Chiefs?
I really could see it. Yeah. No. I can really see it going both ways. And just
Yeah.
for the sake of, I don't want to copy off of you, I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs because the Jacksonville has a morbidly average offense. Even though
How dare you talk about Blake Bortles like that?
yeah, I know.
Don't talk
Blake
about
Bortles-
the god.
Blake Bortles is not a goat like everyone thinks he is. I think Kansas City's kind of got to hope that Jacksonville doesn't have enough defenders to cover all their offensive weapons, and I think that's what's going to happen. They have so many weapons on the outside, and even with on the front with Travis Kelce, and they're in the backfield. I just don't think that Jacksonville can cover every single bit, and they'll have to play a bend don't break mentality. And when you're playing to just catch them one time, to tackle when they catch the ball, you've already lost the game in my mind.
I just find it funny how like two of the two teams like strengths are playing against each other. So a team with an extreme
Absolutely.
like defense and an extreme offense are
Yes.
playing against each other. Because Kansas City's defense,
Pitiful.
it's kind of pitiful, and then the Jacksonville offense is mediocre.
I think they got only a few sacks on Denver the other
Yeah.
night. It was not good.
Next game we can go into is the Bengals and the Dolphins.
I got the Dolphins. No, just kidding. I think the Bengals, we open up as a 6-point favorite. I think it's going to be a bigger spread than that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we get Vontaze Burfict back. Hopefully Joe Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I need to say about that.
I think you guys win this game without Joe Mixon, even if he doesn't play.
Bernard had 2 touchdowns last
Yeah.
week. I mean, like I said, Bernard's a competent back. I just think that our offense focuses on Joe Mixon a lot more than people think,
Yeah.
and that just from watching, they really changed the game plan a lot. There wasn't as many screens. People didn't bite the play action as much.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's just a dual threat. I really need him back, and I really want Vontaze to come back. There needs to be a fire ignited behind our defense because I don't know what's going on. And if we expect to beat the Patriots, nope.
No?
If we expect to beat the Steelers coming up, so that we can maintain dominance in the division, we gotta get our defense going.
This is definitely an important game for Cincinnati to win. I feel like it's theirs to lose.
We are
Ryan
known to
Tannehill-
blow some stuff like
yeah,
this.
absolutely. Ryan Tannehill right now is starting back, but Brock Osweiler I feel like is definitely chomping at the bit there. Maybe not him chomping at the bit, but the coaches are definitely might be looking to see if a second string quarterback would be a better idea. Danny Amendola has been relatively unheard of with Miami right now, so I think Cincinnati wins this one. You've got some great talent coming out there with the receiver. Help me out with the name. He had a really good game against Carolina. Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
Oh my
Tyler
goodness,
Boyd has been
he
beautiful.
is
Has
coming
came out of,
alive.
Yeah, nearly nowhere. Gep said he's called it all along, but he's done great. So I think Cincinnati wins this game.
I mean, just a little tangent real quick. Everybody expected John Ross to come and be this, the secondary guy. He's not it. Tyler Boyd, though, he is catching almost everything we throw at him.
Oh, yeah.
And and when they said this in practice, they said he thinks he's the number one target.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he's not.
Yeah.
But I mean, just if you can make up for the times AJ Green is covered, you're doing great things for us.
Yeah.
So I mean, hell yeah, keep going, Tyler Boyd.
It's a bright future for the Bengals.
And that's why Juju Smith is so successful in Pittsburgh because
Yeah.
everyone's double teaming
Antonio.
AB,
Yeah.
and so one time they're like, oh man, maybe we should go into man coverage or go into deep coverage and leave every man to man. Then you get AJ Green is able to make a play. And
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Tyler Eifert's ankle.
Yeah.
We're
Let me
tired.
just
big
throw
guy.
this out there real quick. What if it's a tie?
I'll cry.
And then-
I'll cry.
All right.
To be fair, you're not losing.
Two
We're
battles.
just as
of-
bad as the Steelers.
I guess the NFC or the divisional round last year. I think the Vikings and this was the conference championship.
It was
Yeah.
the Vikings Saints.
Yeah, no, this is a conference championship from last year. Vikings and the Eagles. I think that the Eagles are kind of struggling right now, especially with Carson Wentz getting back. I think that Minnesota comes out, with the vendetta after they lost to the Rams. I have Minnesota in this.
We talked about it, especially early in the preseason, about the Eagles being, I guess, a Super Bowl hangover going on right now. And it's been 4 weeks. It's about time to snap out of it. I mean, you're supposed to be the defending Super Bowl champions. They're definitely not showing it. it's just not been great things for the Eagles. Had to go into overtime with the Titans, I believe, this offseason. This past week, I'm sorry. So definitely need to pull things together. It should not be that close against the Titans, I believe.
Yeah, just get some bread for your hangover. It'll work.
I got Minnesota as well.
Eating W's is always a great cure to hangovers.
I do like mini sodas.
Starting off in the AFC, the Titans and the Bills. Going to go with the Titans. Bills, probably won't win another game the rest of the year.
Bold prediction. I got
Stop.
the Bills.
The
I got the Bills by 9.
By 9.
By 9.
Take it to the bank.
I don't see it being by 9.
Seal it. Cash
This
it in.
game, the Titans have been unable to score. The Titans defense has kept them relatively in games. Every one of the Titans games have been under 20 points or so around that. Besides, I think last week. I think the Bills have a great chance to actually win this game. Titans haven't shown out a lot this year so far. They've went relatively under the radar. If the Bills work real nice and hard, they'll have a nice close game and still lose, and I still have the Titans for this one. That was a really mean way to say that, but Josh Allen just ain't got it.
Next, we have America's team, the Cleveland Browns, and the Baltimore Ravens.
Let it be known that Alex is rocking a Baker Mayfield jersey as we speak.
I am. I believe
Fan loyalty means nothing anymore.
I believe in.
Snake.
I believe in Baker Mayfield. I've believed in him ever since he went to Oklahoma.
His third year. His second, his junior.
His second and third year. Okay. I just think that Cleveland gets another win. I think, Baltimore's kind of on the ropes right now with their season.
But the Browns lost to the Raiders.
By 3.
Yeah, but the Raiders hadn't won a game.
Well, they have now.
Beat the Browns. I know, because they beat the Browns. Exactly, they beat the Browns. I think Cleveland, they kind of choose when to show out and play.
It is home. It is home, though.
It is home. The dog pound is definitely a hard place to play. If Tyrod's back, I start Tyrod over Baker.
Really?
I don't know, man. I just don't.
Once you
only
start
scored
Baker,
one
I feel.
touchdown
I don't
There's
know.
no going back now.
Yeah,
I guess you're right.
There's no going back. Once you start him.
I had Baltimore. The sensible pick, I have Baltimore.
All right, and I'm coming in. I have the Browns.
Yes.
I have the Browns because I need the Browns to win so that we firmly take that top spot in the division.
Oh, if the Ravens lose, Bengals have probably a game and a half lead on people.
Yeah.
And then we, for some reason, we're behind them in the power rankings right now. We're 8th, they're 7th. This just puts us ahead. And I'm so nervous about us actually being ranked this high.
Yeah.
We will screw it up.
Oh, it's okay.
I don't know when, and I don't know how. Better not be to the Dolphins.
The Bucks dropped 11 spots this week. Really
yeah,
hard
when
to
you
see.
get thrashed by the Bears.
Yeah, we got thrashed.
Especially like that. The Bears aren't a bad team, but.
We get thrashed that bad.
All right, next game, Broncos and Jets. I got Broncos.
Broncos for sure.
Yep.
Broncos, actually.
Sam Darnold just needs more weapons, in my opinion. The Raiders and the Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Raiders really haven't shown anything. Yeah, they won a game against the Browns, but the Browns just had a bad game. Baker had a bad game.
It was a
he'll
fluke.
come back.
It was a fluke.
He'll come back. I promise. He'll be one of those quarterbacks that performs well at home.
I don't know if I believe you when you say the doghouse is a hard place to play in.
The dog pound, not the
dog
dog
pound,
house.
whatever.
Stupid.
Might as
I
well
got
be
the
a house.
Chargers because I don't believe in the beast mode anymore. And
Not anymore. Fan loyalty.
That's a meme.
I don't know. The Raiders, they're struggling. I got the Chargers.
Yeah.
Simple.
I'm going to go with the Chargers, yeah.
Chargers. All right. Next game, Atlanta and Pittsburgh. I don't know. Atlanta looked good against the Bengals. Pittsburgh really hasn't hit that other gear that we've been talking about. I'm gonna go with Atlanta.
It's got to be hard being Atlanta right now and playing really good football and still losing.
Yeah.
They scored 30 or 40 something points in both games and lost. At home, in the new Atlanta, it's got to be hard sucking that bad.
Better than the Hawks.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I think I gotta have the Hawks because they're just due. They're competing.
You mean the Falcons?
What did I say?
Hawks.
Oh my God.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so the Falcons.
Still a bird.
Sorry, the NBA preseason just started, and I'm excited.
Scary.
Okay, the Falcons, they're due. They've been playing really good. The Steelers are struggling. Le'Veon's still not there. Again, I need the Steelers to lose. The Bengals got to continue to rise.
All right, we're going into NFC action now. The Giants and the Panthers. Panthers coming off a bye. I'm going to go with the Panthers. They're all rested. Giants. The Giants haven't really shown anything.
Giants suck. Cam Newton's great. It's as simple as that.
As lightning round as it can be. Next question.
All right.
No, they're pretty poop. I think I want to go the other team.
Packers and Lions. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Lions. That's a bold prediction for me.
That's an Austin pick right there.
Yeah,
Always
it is.
picking the Lions.
It is. I don't know.
Did they win last week? I can't even remember.
No,
Oh,
they lost to the Cowboys.
Oh man.
No, they lost.
That's right. It was about.
You even
last
texted
week.
him.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
told
I did.
him.
I thought that the Cowboys lost because Brett Maher, sucks
Isn't
at
Dan
field
Bailey?
goals.
Isn't
Yeah,
Dan Bailey?
basically. But yeah, I just think that the Lions somehow pulled this off. Just like they did against Patriots.
You are 100% incorrect, and Green Bay's got this.
This is definitely a close game, but I'm gonna go with if I had to flip a coin, it'd be Green Bay. It's
Really?
50-50 in the air for sure.
Right. The Cardinals and the 49ers. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Tragic game to watch. I hope it's not
I
next
was going to say, what even is this?
Yeah, if Jimmy Garoppolo
Is
was
this
there,
even football? Does this
maybe-
even matter?
Did you see what was his name? The quarterback for the Cardinals.
Josh Rosen,
No, the quarterback that was
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford got bumped to third string quarterback. He didn't get marked down below Josh Rosen.
From first
to third. He
Jeez.
is losing. I think he said he's losing $750,000.
Oh my
$300,000 every game he's not in the starting lineup.
Oh my god.
Because he literally stayed home on Sunday because he was third string.
Well,
And
he's
it's
been
just tragic.
he's been like a career backup. If you have a good team, he would be your career backup.
Yeah.
But he's always been on these lower tier teams, like the Vikings when they were.
Where he plays.
Yeah, the Vikings were terrible, and now he's in Arizona where they're terrible now. Like he would make a great backup quarterback, but starting quarterback he has some rough decision making.
If I had to pick I am going to go with Arizona though.
Arizona.
Over the San Francisco 49ers without Jimmy G.
Yeah, I got Cardinals.
All right, Rams and Seahawks. Rams.
It's easy.
Yep.
It's
It's
greatest
easy.
show on turf.
Especially without Earl Thomas.
Yeah.
Flicking off his own team. I like it. I'm here for
That's
it.
some attitude, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love that kind of attitude. It's definitely like a big, you should. He's very upset. I understand where he's coming
could
from.
you blame him?
No, I think his teammates even support him.
Yeah.
I think with everything I've seen, especially saying
This is
we
what-
understand, we get it, we know why you did it.
This is what he feared.
Yeah,
this is why
exactly.
he wanted to
This
get
is
paid.
it.
And then
Or get traded.
I've seen people online saying that why are people criticizing the Cowboys and the Chiefs, teams that were saying that they were interested in him, because
They're
he's
asking too much.
yeah no. The Cowboys tried to give him a second round pick after Jeff Heath got hurt last week, and the Seattle declined it. So we're not giving him anything now, because now we can just pick him up in free agency. Because I doubt Seattle after that, after he flicks off the entire Seattle Seahawks sideline,
Did you see what
doubt they
Pete
resign.
Carroll had to say?
No.
I love it. It's such a Pete Carroll response. They're sitting there, of course, Pete Carroll's got to do the after-game interview, and the Earl Thomas thing comes up, and he goes, "It's a big stadium. Could have been anybody." Could have been anybody. I can imagine him looking Pete Carroll in the eyes, just giving him the one-finger salute and saying, "Could have been anybody. Big stadium. It's a big stadium in there."
Maybe next time he has to have a sign. Just
Yeah.
This is for you, Pete.
That's a big stadium. Could have been anybody. He's literally, you see in the video, Arizona players are patting his back, and it's the other way. There's no question who that bird's at.
You know what? I need a T-shirt that says "Could have been anybody."
Could have been anybody. That's such a Richard Nixon thing to say, or a Bill Clinton thing to say too. Could have been anybody. Could have been anybody. Okay,
But yeah, regardless, we got the Rams.
Yep.
The Redskins and the Saints. I got Saints. Drew Brees, makes the record for all-time leading passer.
Drew Brees.
Easy breezy.
Yep, for sure.
Shout out to my fantasy team.
Drew Brees.
This is
Drew Brees is
this is both supposed to be a lightning round. But I just want to ask, just give you guys a quick little fact. Player 1 is
It's
on
a bit
pace.
more of drawn out thunder round.
Yeah, it's very good. I like it.
A rolling thunder.
This player A, I'm not gonna tell you the name. Player A is on pace for 224 carries, and 1,100 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns. Player B is on pace for 140 receptions and 1,300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Player A is Alvin Kamara as a running back. Player B, Alvin Kamara as a wide receiver.
What?
The man might break 20. Right now is on pace for 24 touchdowns and over 2,000. Almost 2,500 yards. It's up in 2,500 yards of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Of touching the ball. I've said he's not good out of the backfield, and I semi-stand by that. He's just a great out of the backfield receiver, basically. I mean, he's a receiver with 4 yards behind the line.
And especially after Drew Brees retires this year, Teddy Bridgewater's going to love him.
I feel like I don't think the exact opposite. I don't think Drew Brees retires this year. I think him and Tom Brady are just seeing who's going to last out. We're gonna be 50. They're gonna be 50, 60 years old, just sitting there throwing the rock.
They're both that egotistical to do that.
Exactly, I can see it. I can see them both sticking out. They're gonna go out together. It's gonna be like kids who like want to jump in the lake together. They're gonna go arm in arm together. They're not going.
Yeah, they'll call each other, like have press conferences like 20 minutes apart.
That's what it's gonna be. Tom Brady's gonna answer his retirement, and Drew Brees will be 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna work.
All right.
He's like, oh man, I'm old too. Wow.
So we got Saints on this?
Saints all the way. Yes.
All right.
So Saints.
Real quick question. I bet AP comes out, Adrian Peterson comes out and actually does decent against this defense. I hope he does anyways and shows that his former team that he still
His
has it.
former team.
Former team. Yeah. It's from after the Vikings, before the Cardinals.
No.
No. After Vikings.
No, after the Vikings, before the Cardinals.
He said no.
Oh, yeah. No. But I don't think he comes out.
I hope he does.
The Redskins, although they sit at the top of the NFC, I don't know. I just don't think that. I think that they've gotten lucky thus far.
Yeah. Just like the Bucks did.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at the NFC East, especially after our predictions.
You mean the Eagles, the Giants, and the Cowboys?
Yeah.
So no one?
Yeah.
No one else? You've given me no other names.
Well, you have the Eagles.
So they're losing first round in the playoffs.
Who?
The Redskins.
No.
Who wins your division? Real serious. Who wins your division? Eagles?
No.
The Giants?
No.
Because the Cowboys aren't winning the division.
No, they definitely are.
I don't see it.
Are you serious?
I don't see it.
I think that it's an 8-8 battle, and
you lose to if you beat the Texans, I will give you a 50-50 shot of winning your division.
Really? Who do you think wins the NFC East?
The Redskins or Eagles? Eagles, I think if they can turn it around. But if not, I don't see the Cowboys.
So hold on. You don't see the Cowboys beating the Redskins?
I can see them going 1-for-1 with them. And
So
I
you
can
see them
Redskins.
splitting the series?
I can see them splitting the
Alright,
series.
so then it comes down to the Eagles.
I see
Because
you guys losing.
every single team.
I can see you losing to the Giants.
No, hold on.
you
Okay.
barely beat them in week 2.
Okay, but we were getting on the on track.
Hold on,
Is that
right?
right?
All right. So hold on. So it comes down to the Eagles.
Okay.
So Cowboys Eagles, who do you think wins that series? Or do you think it splits or 50-50 or what?
There goes Eagles.
Eagles 2-0?
Yeah.
All right.
I bet Redskins split it.
This lightning round was so fast.
Rolling Thunder, baby, rolling Thunder.
I don't know. I
Real slow roll.
that too.
It's like
Rolling
Fort Knox
Thunder.
out here. That's basically what it is. We
I-
think
I-
it's Thunder, but it's actually Fort Knox.
I think whoever comes out of the NFC East comes out 9-7. It's just such a tough
Yeah.
division, especially with like 3 teams. What?
It's a tough division?
It is.
Let's talk about tough divisions. The NFC South?
No, trash.
So, can we get a note? I have the intro to Moana just like stuck in my head right now. I'm struggling.
Everywhere
I
you
just,
go.
away. It's just like in my head. I can't get rid of it.
Rip.
I'm glad that's in the podcast now.
Your division is
welcome.
definitely a soft division.
What?
You have a very soft division.
Bullshit.
You have a very soft division. He dropped the S word. Very soft division for sure.
No,
Guys, we try to stay pretty clean. Start this thing off. The tides are turning. There's a shift. I can feel it coming.
There's a new era in the podcast world.
We're coming for you.
Watch out, Barstool.
The NFC North and the NFC South are by far the most competitive divisions in
No, for sure. NFC North, for sure. I can give you that. NFC North is the best division in the NFC.
the South. But
No. How?
We had 3 teams go to the playoffs last year, and out of the
Okay,
wild
no,
card round.
hold on. You're talking about last year, okay?
It's currently.
I'm talking about this
Currently.
year. This year. So hold on. You have the Bucks at 1 or what? 2-2?
Yes.
Yeah. You have the Bucks at 2-2. The Falcons at 2-2.
The Panthers at 2-1.
The Panthers at 2-1, and the Saints at 3-1.
Yes,
That's a weak division.
but
If you're talking about like tough teams, like even after our
you
predictions.
tell me those teams aren't tough. You think out of those
Well,
4 teams?
no. Hold on. I will give you this. Carolina outplayed us,
Okay.
but
And
no
that's
other
right now.
team. No other team in that
The
division.
Falcons will
outplayed.
outplay you.
No
And
other
the Bucks
team.
will outplay
No.
you in December.
Stop.
$20.
Stop. $20.
20
right
bucks.
now.
The Falcons will outplay
heard it right
you.
here,
The
ladies
Bucks
and
will
All right,
outplay
fans, you got to keep them honest. You got to keep them
No.
honest.
I'm serious. The Bucks have no chance
We'll
of
see
beating.
how we go. I don't say no chance. If we play like we did week 1 through 3, we beat you.
Hold on. Jameis Winston starts or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
They both start. They're gonna play. They're gonna play.
Both
dual
of them
quarterback
start
set.
at the same
It's
time.
not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. With our offensive weapons, your defense is okay. Our line is a little bit better. I just don't think
Wait.
Our explosive offense is going to beat your
Hold on.
garbage.
You
defense.
said your offensive line was better
Our
than ours.
decent offense. No, I didn't say it was better than your offensive
No.
line. I said they're
You
better
said-
than your defensive.
No,
line.
you said your line is better than our line.
No, I said our offensive line is better than your defensive line.
Stop, Austin. We have one of the best
It doesn't
defensive lines in
matter.
the
All we gotta do
league.
is hold you for 2 seconds.
What do you mean?
And it's gone.
Yeah,
Because
all
Sean
you got-
Jackson running 30 yards
'Cause that's
downfield
a-
because it's a touchdown.
That's all you can do as the Bucks
It
is
doesn't
hold.
matter.
All you do is hold.
Every lineman in the world holds, Ali.
Not on the Cowboys. Tell me the last time you've seen a holding call for the Cowboys.
Because the refs love them.
Exactly.
Exactly. Jerry Jones
And it's-
sold his soul to the devil so he wouldn't get called for holding penalties.
I don't know. I just think that the best division in the NFC is the only reason the NFC West is so good is because they have the Rams. No other team in that division is making the playoffs this year. No other team. Just the
One more
Rams.
time.
In the NFC West,
Yes, I
just the
will give you
Rams.
that.
But I don't know. I think NFC North gets the Bears and the Packers in, and South gets New Orleans, maybe Carolina. Carolina is a wild card team, maybe 9-7, and then the NFC East gets Dallas in, and that's my NFC playoffs. Like that, I don't know. That's just what I see, and then obviously the Lions having a cakewalk all the way to the Super Bowl.
Offensive holding, just this year, you've had 6 for a total of 60 yards.
Oh well, yeah. When was the last time though? That's not what I asked. I didn't say
Give me
how
one
many. I
second.
said when was the last time.
I'll figure it out.
We may have had one last game. I really
I
don't
I
know.
don't know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've been, beating a dead horse here for a little bit. I mean,
Oh, it's dead for
Not,
sure.
not everybody can be the Bengals, okay?
they know we wishing no negative shit. You know what I mean?
Who dey? Who dey?
So, all right, I would like to open up talking about the preseason. Before I even get
Before the
started,
NBA.
Weeks preseason.
before I even get started, I understand that when we're talking about preseason, especially the NBA preseason, a lot of people don't take it very seriously. Some of the players don't take it very seriously, and I get that. Before I even say anything, it's still, to me, basketball is back. I'm excited. I'm having fun watching it, and I see some players competing. But what I want to talk about most importantly is just some rookies who have been showing out or not. I'm just going to talk about 3. So I want to start off by talking about Luka and Trae Young because, they were traded on draft night. So Luka comes out. He goes 5 for 7, gets 3 blocks. He has 6 rebounds and 2 assists. That is a fantastic game. And I, not to be too bold or anything, but, I watched it and he looked like the best player on the court.
Well, yeah. I mean, he played in the International League and won the MVP,
Now,
2 or 3 years
When I
ago?
say best player on the court, there's no competition from the team they played. They played the Beijing Ducks.
Oh.
So I guess take this with a grain of salt because of just the caliber of team they played. But to me, he looked better than Dennis Smith Jr. And he even looked better than DeAndre Jordan, who I'm happy to report is trying to change his game a little bit. He's not just a Lob City guy anymore.
Yeah.
He was trying to do all kinds of different moves, and I love it and I respect it. But Luka looked like the best player on that team. And then just to say that, the Hawks traded him for Trae Young, who came out, I think he shot something around the range of like 5 or 20.
Yeah.
He didn't look good. And what we saw towards the end of his college career is when, defense actually like focused on him, he struggles.
Yeah.
And you put like actual NBA defenders on him, especially if they're taller than him, which is not hard to do. I mean, he's going to be wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
I think he's a good playmaker, but I think he's going to be wildly inconsistent. And I think the Hawks made the stupidest decision for their franchise to give up Luka.
Oh yeah, I even said it in college that Trae Young was basically a discount version of Steph Curry. Like he.
And I thought this prediction was way too bold.
Yeah.
Like I don't even understand it. Like he had several good games, and he did take some really stupid shots that went in. But when the NBA, maybe he'll get adjusted. But like I just don't see it. I see him for his whole career just being a really inconsistent player.
Yeah.
He did bad in the preseason so far, and in the.
Oh yeah, dude, he was a shit show in the summer league. Like he was just terrible.
Which I don't
The
know.
word starts with S, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that was.
I feel like once you once you get some talent around him, because he really doesn't have any right now. After they traded Dennis Schroeder and all that, like he was honestly the Hawks. Basically their only like star player. But now they don't really have anybody, and I feel like once he starts getting more people around him, you'll find him to be like. His game will kind of change after he gets more star players around him. But as of now, I'm pretty sure the Hawks just gave him the green light to shoot whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a good point, but I don't think he'll ever, or he should never, to me, be the best player on the team.
Oh no, he'll never be the best player on any team unless that team goes.
It's the Beijing Ducks.
Yeah.
Well, they would love to have him. They
Or
would
the
love to have
Charlotte
him.
Bobcats from a couple of years ago.
7:59. Anyways, and then the last rookie I want to talk about, like you said, Charlotte Bobcats. I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan. Is Miles Bridges. Okay. If you watch any of the preseason games, when we actually played in Boston, the Boston's commentators, who are very biased, said they could see him being a Rookie of the Year contender, and I see it too. Like, I think in the last 2 games, he only has missed 7 combined shots. The last game, he went 2 of 3 behind the arc, and the game before that, it was 4 of 6.
And block on Terry.
Yeah, he blocked Scary Terry, which was, great. Tonight, I'm pretty sure he pinned Justice Winslow. And then, and we even put him at small ball 5. He's basically our Draymond Green with more offensive capabilities. He has scored in double digits all 3 games, and his second game, he had 23 points while missing 3 shots the whole night. And recording, I think, 6 rebounds.
Again, preseason game.
I'm completely aware.
I'm
completely aware of what you're saying.
You to have very cautious optimism. That's all it is. I don't want you to get your hopes up.
No, it's too late. They're up. We haven't had a player this electrifying in ever. I mean, Kemba is Kemba. We all love Kemba. He is the captain.
So is old.
But Kemba, it's kind of old news. It's sad to say. I mean, people, calling NBA fans are starting to realize who Kemba is, as he's made 2 All-Star selections. But the Hornets fans have known how good he is for a while now. But Kemba cannot posterize people. I've never seen him dunk the ball. So to have a player who can just come in and do what he did, like the 2 put-up dunks that made it on ESPN, oh my God, are we going to sell some tickets?
Oh, yeah.
Even if we don't win any games, you're going to want to watch us because we're going to have a fun brand of basketball with Malik Monk.
Because that's what
and
we
Miles
shoot
Bridges.
for. We shoot for selling tickets and not.
Well, I mean,
championships.
honestly.
I'm
That's
just
the way to go.
Well, here's the
Actually, they
thing.
shoot basketball
Miles Bridges
all the time.
oh my God, Michael Jordan refuses to pay luxury tax, which is hurting us in the long run because more team owners are willing to spend this luxury tax, especially if you're winning. And our attendance, I saw the charts. We're pretty low on attendance for games, which could lead, hopefully, us not. But we moved to New Orleans a few years ago, and if something doesn't pick up, I could see us being the team that has to be shipped to Seattle. Mm-hmm. If we don't if we don't pick it up, I could see it happening.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are too historic of a team to be moved.
They went to New Orleans. They've already left once.
We talked about us being in Louisville. We were all very hopeful for an NBA team in Louisville.
Kentucky Colonels.
Do you think it's more
I'm bring the Colonels back. I'm all for it.
Do you think it's more likely that we get a team
moved here?
Yeah, team
or a
moved here,
new
or do
team?
we get a new
Right.
team?
No, we get a brand new team.
Yeah. I also feel like it depends the market of that NBA team, because say you have I don't know. I don't know, really bad team right now that has a struggling market. The
Kings.
Pistons. Yeah, the
No,
Kings.
the Kings.
The Kings. Okay.
Nobody.
Yeah.
There's too many teams in California, and nobody. And the Kings
Yeah.
suck.
I don't see that happening though because they already tried. There was this dude who lives in Seattle who said he would pay for everything for the Kings to come.
Oh,
and
I know.
it makes
It's like the second.
I guarantee Seattle gets a team before Louisville.
Well, see,
Well,
if you add Seattle, you have to add a team.
They have to add
East.
No, well, if
You transferred.
yeah, I think that if there is a team to expand, they go to Seattle first.
Because that makes sense because you're not switching up teams and divisions either.
Yeah.
You are just moving in from Oakland to Seattle.
Yeah,
Or Sacramento. I'm sorry.
Sacramento to Seattle. Yeah, I just think that after I don't know, which the Kings have gone after a couple of rebrandings recently, have they? Like
Have they gone into rebranding?
rebranding.
They changed
yeah.
their logo.
I know that they've changed their logo and they've changed a little bit of
They
it.
got the alternate court to try to spice
Yeah.
up a little bit. I am a big fan of the alternate court.
Mhm.
I
agree.
actually, as a whole, I love the alternate courts for any team that's using them.
Yeah.
Utah.
Oh my God, Miami's new
Oh, have
alternate
y'all
court.
seen it?
Yeah.
They have some new jerseys
boy.
today. They have some hot pink
Yeah.
Miami Vice jerseys and black
Oh,
Miami Vice
I-
jerseys. It is beautiful.
I love their Miami Vice jerseys. Like those are probably my favorite jerseys in
They're
basketball.
definitely beautiful.
I just want to talk about the J.R. Smith and his really, probably I think pretty stupid Supreme tattoo on his back.
No,
right
it's
leg.
calf. Oh, you were gonna say the back leg. Okay, I thought you just meant his back.
Oh,
Yeah,
his back
it's on his
leg.
right leg.
It's just, I mean, I think it's a pretty dumb tattoo to get to begin with, but
I mean, he's all
Don't-
tatted up, so I mean.
yeah, but I don't think he should be fined for having that tattoo on the back of his leg.
He
Like-
raised a good point. Not like so he got a little whiny when he said, "Oh, it's because it's me." I don't ever like when you say that, but like he did raise a good point that players have Nike swooshes and they have the Jumpman logo, and there's never a fine for that. And then you could argue that's because they're the sponsor for the NBA now, but they weren't like 2 years ago. It was
Yeah,
Adidas.
when Adidas
So
was, yeah.
I don't know what the deal is with Supreme. I don't know why they don't like it, but I mean he's gonna. I mean I don't. I would put a leg sleeve over it, I guess.
That's. I mean, if you think about it, he wears leggings 90% of the time anyway. So I don't think. Honestly, they made it way bigger of a deal than it needed to be. Supreme is honestly probably super excited about this.
Well,
Like if I'm that company, I'm super excited because I just get so much free.
their
marketing.
clothes are expensive anyways. I mean, if
Everything they make is expensive.
yeah.
Phone
So,
case is like $100.
yeah. So if I were them,
For no
that,
protection.
that's like free advertising basically.
If I'm them, I'm paying half the fine.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Like if I'm them, I'm at least paying a small percentage of it every time.
Because even if they do that, if that's all they do, if they even pay like just a little percentage, that's just more people are gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
And that's just like the more people talk about you, which I don't think they really need any help. Like
Yeah.
advertising for their brand.
Everybody
like,
knows. Yeah.
There's nothing like wrong with just getting your name out there even more for free. Really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just thought it was weird because somebody wore like a Supreme, I think, shooting sleeve. But it was,
yeah, I saw that.
but it had an NBA logo on it, and he got in trouble for wearing it.
oh, so this is like a thing that's happened before. Like they just don't like Supreme.
Yeah, they just don't like the Supreme brand for whatever. I'm forgetting who it was. Somebody wore a Supreme leg sleeve too, just recently.
That's interesting. I didn't even. Well, the JR should have known.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he was just like,
It's still stupid, but he should have known.
yeah, which I mean, it's kind of just like how the NFL is with JBL. How before they had their sponsorship with JBL, everybody was wearing Beats headphones, and now they're just like, oh, if you're spotted with Beats headphones, because they had this with the NFL. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. They were like, oh yeah, like you just costed us money because you wore those headphones. I think it was OBJ that wore them. He was wearing the Beats Solos or whatever they're
Well,
called.
beyond that, they're forcing. This is of course in the NFL as well. They're forcing coaches to use the tablets and everything.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's a very pen and paper type guy, and you've seen him several times get frustrated with the tablet and everything like that. And they're not allowed to use their own equipment. They have to use. And the thing is, I was an interview that I was listening to. They don't get that equipment until the day of or like the night before a game. So they've had technical issues. They've had different problems. Like I said, they should just make it simpler and just let the players do what they really want. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that it's a brand deal, I guess, that they're getting paid for. But, I mean, if a player's going to go out in warm-ups and wear Beats headphones, or if J.R. Smith is going to go out there and have, let's say it's a foot of advertising on his leg, I mean, I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
What if he got it on his neck?
I just
Then
don't think
what happens?
you don't
You would have
see-
to accept the fine every time. There's absolutely nothing he could have done about it. And
Like,
that's
you
just
can't
like
cover it up.
you can't.
Tell me right now, what's J.R. Smith's his tattoo on his shoulder say?
I don't know.
Exactly. No one knows what it says. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it was just really blown out of proportion than what it could have been.
Yeah.
No one would know what J.R. Smith's tattoos look like.
The thing that separates the NFL and NBA as far as that's concerned, like, the NFL has just stayed to, what cleat you're sponsored with. Nothing else is different. Everything else is Nike. So you can have, an Under Armour cleat deal or, a Jordan cleat deal, but everything else has to be Nike. But the way the NBA is, you can have different shoe deals. You can have Gatorade. You can have Foot Locker. You can have all these different companies. And I think that's why, a lot of NBA players find themselves with more, with more salary than NFL players do, because they have this freedom to sign whatever deals that they want.
Speaking of shoe deals, not really a shoe deal. It's just a little fun fact that Jack actually told me today, and he's not here with us, so I'm gonna say it. NBA pretty much released their ban on you can wear whatever shoe you want to, any color you want to,
Yeah.
except for the new Yeezy shoes.
You can't wear Yeezys?
You cannot. They made a basketball shoe, and you cannot wear it because it has reflective material on it. So I guess that's where they draw the line. No reflective material. So you cannot wear your Yeezys while playing basketball.
It's unfortunate.
That is
I can see them all just protesting over
Have
that.
y'all seen the Pumas? The Pumas
I
all
have.
the rookies are wearing.
Puma's making a comeback.
I like the color. I want to see. I would. I don't know which one they're going to give a signature shoe to first. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like.
Yeah, me too.
So, hang on, back to the brand thing real quick. If J.R. Smith was in an actual brand deal with Supreme, would they have fined him still?
Yeah.
Well, see, what also is confusing. So it's definitely Supreme then, because if you notice, Carmelo has a Warner Brothers tattoo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think in his left shoulder.
Yeah.
So
he's not.
I don't think he's
it's easily
getting paid for
covered,
that.
isn't
So
it?
no, it's visible every game. He doesn't cover
He
it
doesn't
up.
cover it. Yeah.
Yeah,
He has
so-
a sleeve on, but it doesn't cover his shoulder.
This is definitely, to me, a Supreme thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think
I don't know where the hate's coming from, but then that's obviously something that, you know what, it makes sense that JR would get a Supreme tattoo now. If he knew beforehand that they weren't, they couldn't cohabitate, he definitely knows.
I'm talking if somebody had a Gatorade logo tattooed on them, it'd be fine because they're
that's
NBA
fine
is
because
associated
that's
with Gatorade.
Yeah,
But
I just feel like you said, since Supreme's not specifically associated with the NBA, that's why it's a problem.
And neither is Warner Brothers.
Did he have that tattoo in Denver?
I don't know how long
he's had the tattoo for a long time.
He had it in New York, so I don't know.
Let's just so say it was when he got drafted. If he got it when he got drafted, I feel like just over time, they were just yeah, whatever.
Well, then with that logic, so are you saying that next year, J.R. Smith or his tattoo won't be a problem next year? Because if they're gonna fine him for every single game for the rest of his career for this tattoo, that's a lot of money.
That is quite a bit of money. I don't know. I mean, I think that JR did it just to try and talk about JR.
Sounds like
again.
something he would do, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it takes attention away from the fact that he didn't freaking shoot that ball in game one.
Yeah.
So it's all an act. We
was-
figured it out here on the Final Buzzer podcast. This is a publicity stunt. He just wants to take his attention away from his horrible game one performance.
You would think that the Supreme wouldn't want to be associated with that, but who knows?
Did we not get our brand tattoo?
Yeah, maybe they tried to persuade him not to. Who knows?
I don't know. It's a big tattoo.
It is.
Also.
It takes up his whole calf, the
It's
whole
color,
back of
and
his
it's
calf.
completely colored in.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, that
Right.
concludes this episode of the Final Buzzer podcast. We would like to thank you for listening. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Give us your feedback.
attack us.
Yes.
Come for us. I wanna debate with you. I wanna hear what you have to say.
Follow us too, please. I need more followers.
Don't even care. Follow me. Just at me directly. Let's talk about it.
Just follow the podcast. That's all we care about.
Please.
All right. Until next time, this is the Final Buzzer Podcast.
Thanks, guys.